The Bible ministry has not slowed down, and I put together this little slideshow about the Bible ministry update. And go to the next slide, please. Okay, so I got this email about a month ago. Mike, I just got back from a fishing trip to a fly-in camp at Ubiquity Lake. I love that name. An hour and a quarter flight north of Buffalo Narrows, Saskatchewan, where I gave your book, Making the Trip with God on Route 316, to a gentleman named Grant there after he thanked the Lord for this sunset. And that just made my day. And it's, we can always, there's always opportunities to share the word. And that was a great place to share the word right there. This email came in last week, and those Bibles went out yesterday. Good evening. I work in the marine platforms of the Gulf of Mexico in the Zonda de Campeche. I work as an air operations officer on the export platform Cayo Arcas. It has been 4 years since God put it in our hearts to build a mission in this place that we have declared, decreed, and established, that will not only be known because oil is exported, but here is a town that meets every night in honor and glory. Glorify, giving it all the honor and gratitude for his infinite love, kindness, mercy, and fidelity, for he is with us every day. And that is why I dare to write to you to request your support with Bibles. We're between 180 and 220 people who are rotated in shifts for 14 days. We've placed Bibles in each bunk so that people look at it at night, but many take them. And we've heard that story over and over in the last 20 years our ministry's been going. And that's the great thing. It's not stealing the Bible, it's taking God's word home. And so we sent him a couple cases and sent some Spanish devotionals down there yesterday to help them replenish their bunkhouses on the platform. Last month, I delivered 2 cases and some Spanish devotionals to a man who owns a camp house, a man camp down between Laredo and Pearsall, mostly with Spanish-speaking truck drivers. And he put those in the rooms, and a bunch of them came up and said they really appreciated having those Bibles in those rooms. We've sent 6 cases of Spanish Bibles and 4 cases of Spanish devotionals to Hugo and Vilma. They are PDVSA, they were PDVSA employees. Both of them retired during COVID, but they still have access to the PDVSA office. In fact, they gave Hugo a little office in the building to continue to help distribute Bibles. And so that's going strong. And also Hal here in Houston with Optodrill, a directional company whose company works in Venezuela, just picked up 8 cases a couple weeks ago to send to their camp in Venezuela. They are in another part of the country where they do directional drilling. Through the help of Tiger Tank, we're sending a case of Portuguese Bibles every other month to Mackay in Rio de Janeiro for distribution. So I have some pictures of the guys there getting their Bibles and their little display. And upcoming, okay, so upcoming. And one other thing I didn't mention is we've been able to move several cases of Chinese Bibles this summer. John was helpful in getting several cases moved, and then last week I was able to move another 3 cases to Welcome Home Ministry, which is a Chinese ministry down in Westheimer near the Beltway. And so that's going strong again. Upcoming, we'll be shipping several cases to our Canadian chapter. They've run out of Bibles up there, and so we're looking at shipping several cases up there. A new printing of the Spanish oil patch Bible is at the printer. But there's shortages in the oil patch. There's shortages in the printing business. We ordered those in March, and they'll be to us in January. Usually it was a 2-month turnaround. Now it's 9-month turnaround. The new printing of Making the Trip with God on Route 316 in English is at the printers. Also a December delivery. We ordered those in March. We are nearly out of those. We maybe have 100 left. So if you want some, somebody who needs some, we've still got a few left, but and we'll give them until we're out, and then we'll get them back in December. We got some here. Could you go back one more slide? I wasn't quite. There, okay. And a new printing of Making a Trip with God on Route 316 in Spanish is in the works. A man in Venezuela who Hugo had given my book to in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. I don't read Spanish. And so I had relied on other people to do the editing. And a man in Venezuela said, there's a few errors in your book. Would you let me edit it for you? And I said, sure. And so he sent me several emails over the course of May. And so we're going to incorporate those new edits into the reprint. We took delivery on those just before Labor Day of last year. And we had 2,500 printed, but printers always do an overrun. And that's what you get with the printers, plus or minus 10%. Well, they always go over 10% because they can sell them to you because that's part of the contract. So we got close to 3,000, 2,800 to 3,000, and they're almost all gone. I think we have 2 cases left. So Spanish devotionals are going great. The demand is just picking up. And so I've started that process to get those edited and another print run on those as well. So keep us in your prayers. Help us with the Bible distribution. If you know anybody who needs any, you have any man camp contacts, we'd love to put them out there on the man camps, rigs, platforms, Bible studies. I didn't put that on there. We have Bible studies we can supply you with for your office if you have an office Bible study.